Hey, what's up everyone? This is Bryce with Man Talk episode 18. I'm out here in Arkansas in my parents' backyard. It's gorgeous here. And every time I come back here, I have all these awesome memories of my childhood. I grew up in Arkansas. I played sports growing up. I was a 3-sport athlete. I played football, I wrestled, played basketball. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. But there were some things that I learned growing up that are really fascinating to look back on today as I unpack what I learned. And one thing was these 3 rules that I learned to live by as a young boy, being around other young boys, being on the playground. The first rule was that I couldn't show weakness, right? Like I saw the kids that showed weakness or weren't that good at the sports and they got picked on. The second rule was that I had to do what all the other boys were doing. So no matter how stupid it was, no matter how crazy it was, silly, even if I didn't want to do it, I had to go along with the program in order to not get made fun of, because I saw what happened to those kids that didn't do what the other boys were doing. And the third rule was that I couldn't ask for help, at least with emotional stuff. Like, again, that was showing weakness. So you can imagine what happens to me as a young, sensitive boy having feelings about growing up and not knowing what to do with them, and I have to do what all the other boys are doing, and I can't ask for help. So it creates this powder keg situation where I have all this pent-up energy, sadness, anger that I don't know what to do with, and the way I chose to cope was through drugs and alcohol and reckless behavior, and it really didn't work out that well for me. And I've done a lot of work around that, but I still see how those rules have a lot of power over me today. And it's only been really in the last few years that I've decided to come out into the open and share more honestly about how I really feel and really my authentic experience as a man. So the reason why I'm sharing this is because I think a lot of guys still walk around believing these rules and living by them. And we have a bunch of guys that are walking around emotionally constipated, pissed off, depressed, anxious, struggling in relationship, and they don't really know what to do because they're living by these rules, at least subconsciously for a lot of people. And some people it's very explicit. So I want to do my part to get out the word that we don't have to live by these rules anymore, and they really don't serve us. Granted, I see how it protected me from getting picked on when I was little, but that's about all it did. Now it does not serve me in my marriage. It does not serve me in my family. It doesn't serve me just to be an authentic human being. I have a lot more to share, and it is okay to ask for help, and I do a lot. So if you're one of those guys that feels like this is maybe hitting home, like, yeah, I do that a bit. I challenge you to start opening up more, to reach out for help, and look at these rules that you live your life by, because I think a lot of guys live their life by these 3 rules, and they're not serving us anymore. So challenge you to do something different today. That's the Man Talk.